press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
Welcome back. Then, after studying with structure of nephron by the help of the nephron, of course, by the help of nephron, the urine can be formed with the help of the nephron within the kidney. So, each nephron, they are involved in the formation of urine. How this urine will be get formed within the kidney by the help of nephron, that can be studied under the physiology of urine formation. So, let us go through with the physiology of urine formation that will helps to understand how the urine going to be formed with the help of the nephron within the kidney. How it going to takes place the physiology of urine formation. So, the urine formation that occurs in 3 steps. Majorly, the physiology of urine formation that can be studied under 3 distinct steps. One by one, that is the first step in the urine formation, that is the glomerular filtration. Glomerular filtration. What is glomerular filtration? Okay, we discuss in detail. It is one of the first step. Then the second step. What is the second step? That is the tubular reabsorption. Tubular reabsorption. That is the second step. Then third step, tubular secretion. Okay, the urine formation within the kidney with the help of the nephron that takes place in 3 steps. One is the glomerular filtration as well as tubular reabsorption and tubular secretion. Okay, in detail, let us go through with the in detail with regard to all these 3 steps. One by one. Okay, the glomerular filtration, it is the first step of the urine formation. The name itself indicates the glomerular filtration. The filtration of the blood, the process of filtration of the blood, that is from the glomerulus. The filtration of the blood from the glomerulus is known as the glomerular filtration. What is glomerular filtration? Of course, it is the filtration of the blood from the glomerulus is known as glomerular filtration. Usually, this glomerular filtration, which is been under the influence of 3 pressures, that is the glomerular filtration that can able to occur only under the influence of 3 pressures. Maybe it is not given in the NCERT, but as far as NEET point of view, you must remember what are those 3 pressures. Since the pressures involved in the filtration of the blood from the glomerulus, that is called as glomerular filtration. That glomerular filtration which is caused due to the influence of 3 pressures. What are those 3 pressures? One by one. That is, one is the glomerular hydrostatic pressure, glomerular hydrostatic pressure, one of the pressure. Similarly, glomerular osmotic pressure, and third one, capsular hydrostatic pressure, the three pressures, namely glomerular hydrostatic pressure, glomerular osmotic pressure, capsular hydrostatic pressure. One by one, what is this glomerular hydrostatic pressure? That means it is the pressure exerted by the outflow of blood in the glomerulus. The pressure exerted by the outflow of the blood in the glomerulus. Of course, the glomerulus is having some of the network of blood capillaries. Through that network of blood capillaries, the pressure going to be exerted while the outflow of the blood. Such kind of pressure we call it as a glomerular hydrostatic pressure. And this glomerular hydrostatic pressure, it is the positive pressure. It is the positive pressure, that means it supports the filtration. So, hence it is known as positive pressure, and it is almost 60 mm of Hg. The pressure is about around 60 mm of Hg. While glomerular osmotic pressure, what is this? It is the pressure exerted by the proteins present within the blood. Of course, the blood with blood proteins. Such blood proteins, they also involved in the exerting the pressure exerted by the proteins of the blood in the glomerulus is known as glomerular osmotic pressure. Once again, what is glomerular osmotic pressure? It is the pressure exerted by the proteins present in the blood of the glomerulus is known as glomerular osmotic pressure. Usually this glomerular osmotic pressure, it is the negative pressure. Why it is called as a negative pressure? Why it is negative pressure? Because it do not support the filtration. Since it is negative, because it do not support the filtration. So, how much is the glomerular osmotic pressure? That is glomerular hydrostatic pressure about 60 mm of Hg. What about this one? This glomerular osmotic pressure, that is about 30 mm of Hg. 30 mm of Hg. That is the glomerular osmotic pressure is about 30 mm of Hg. Okay. Then lastly, capsular hydrostatic pressure. What is this capsular hydrostatic pressure? It's a kind of pressure. Capsular hydrostatic pressure, it's a kind of pressure exerted by pre-existing filtrate. Pre-existing existing filtrate, pre-existing filtrate. So usually the Bowman's capsule along with the glomerulus we called as a Malpighian body, that glomerulus having a blood capillaries, and from that glomerulus with the help of Bowman's capsule continuously the filtration of the blood will take place. So pre-existing filtrate, once the filtration is done, some of the filtrate is retained in the Bowman's capsule. Such retained pre-existing filtrate that can able to exert a pressure that is called as a capsular hydrostatic pressure. It is the pressure exerted by the pre-existing filtrate of the Bowman's capsule. Is known as capsular hydrostatic pressure, and this capsular hydrostatic pressure is also negative pressure. It is also negative pressure, that means it do not support the filtration, so it is been negative pressure, and it is only about 20 mm of Hg. So of course, for the purpose of filtration of the blood from glomerulus, three pressures are involved, such as glomerular hydrostatic pressure, glomerular osmotic pressure, capsular hydrostatic pressure. This glomerular hydrostatic pressure, it is the pressure exerted by outflow of the blood in the glomerulus. While glomerular osmotic pressure, it is the pressure exerted by the proteins found in the blood. While capsular hydrostatic pressure, it is the pressure exerted by pre-existing filtrate in the Bowman's capsule. So such pressure we call it as a capsular hydrostatic pressure. You must observe that out of these three pressure, which is going to support the filtration out of these three, that is only one, that is we referred it as positive pressure, that is only the glomerular hydrostatic pressure is the positive pressure because it supports the filtration. While glomerular osmotic pressure as well as capsular hydrostatic pressure, both are negative pressures. Since they are the negative pressures, since they do not support the filtration, since they are being negative pressure, so what is the net pressure? What is the net pressure for filtration? Since question may arise, what is the net pressure for the filtration of blood in the glomerulus? Since three pressures are involved, out of that one is glomerular hydrostatic pressure, simply it is called as GHP, then glomerular osmotic pressure, GOP, glomerular osmotic pressure, and the last one, that is the capsular hydrostatic pressure, CHP. Yes. The net pressure for filtration, glomerular hydrostatic pressure, of course it is a positive pressure, while the glomerular osmotic pressure and capsular hydrostatic pressure, they are the negative pressures, since how much you have to calculate. So glomerular hydrostatic pressure, that is about 60 mm of Hg. Then what glomerular osmotic pressure, that is around about 30 mm of Hg. So, what about the capsular hydrostatic pressure, that is around about 20 mm of Hg, since then the net pressure, that is 60 minus 50, only about 10 mm of Hg. Of course, for the point of view of NEET competitive examination, you must know the concept. Of course, NCERT, they are not given only, they given the pressures. Under the influence of pressures, the glomerular filtration will take place. But you must know that, so it is better for the competitive exams. Okay, that is the first step in the urine formation, that is the glomerular filtration. It is not still completed. The first step is the glomerular filtration, the filtration of the blood, that is from the glomerulus under the influence of three pressures. Such filtration we call it as a glomerular filtration. Okay, such glomerular filtration that takes place from the glomerulus, the filtration of the blood that can be occurs through three layers. Three layers. What are those three layers? Let me draw one diagram. Of course, the glomerular filtration that takes place through three layers. What are those three layers? That is the glomerulus and as well as Bowman's capsule. They are mainly involved in the filtration of the blood. That glomerular filtration that occurs through the three layers, such as the one is the endothelium. One is the endothelium of the blood vessels. Of course, we can able to observe it is the endothelium of the blood vessels. The next, basement membrane. Basement membrane. Then third one, that is the epithelial cells. Epithelial lining of the Bowman's capsule. So, that is, it is the endothelium of blood vessels. Then the presence of open space, that is the basement membrane. Within the space there is a presence of membrane, basement membrane. Then next to that, the presence of the epithelial lining of the Bowman's capsule. All these are cells, they are the epithelial cells of the Bowman's capsule. They are found to the inner region of the Bowman's capsule. Such epithelial cells, they are having a specialized cells. That specialized cells, we call it as a podocytes. You can able to observe the inner wall of the Bowman's capsule having epithelial lining with the specialized cells called as podocytes. Such podocytes, which is having a minute slit-like openings, of course, slit-like openings. That slit-like openings is known as filtration slits, or it may be called as filtration pores. So, the glomerular filtration that occur through these three layers. That is, one is the endothelium of blood vessel. Through that, blood will be first filtered. Then, just to the base of the endothelium, the presence of basement membrane, and through that membrane, the blood will be filtered, and then such blood will be filtered through the epithelial lining of the Bowman's capsule. That Bowman's capsule is having a specialized epithelial cells. They are known as podocytes. Such podocytes having a minute spaces. They are arranged in an intricate manner. Particularly, such podocytes, they are arranged in intricate manner and left minute spaces. They are tightly arranged and they left minute spaces, such minute space called as filtration slits, or it may also called as filtration pores. Through those pores, the blood will be filtered so finely. The blood will be filtered so finely, and the filtrate after the filtration, after the filtration that is into the Bowman's capsule, such filtrate, it is similar to the plasma, blood plasma. So, the blood will be filtered so finely through the endothelium of blood vessel as well as the basement membrane and also epithelial lining of the Bowman's capsule through the specialized cells, podocytes having minute openings. Through those minute openings, the blood will be filtered so finely, and the filtrate, which is almost similar to the plasma, except proteins. Proteins, they are absent. Usually blood which is having a proteins, but in case of filtrate from the glomerular filtration, which is similar to the plasma without the blood proteins. So whatever the proteins are present in the blood, it is again reabsorbed to the blood, not to the filtrate, since the filtration occurs so finely. Hence it is been called as ultrafiltration. So concept you should understand, the glomerular filtration that occurs through three layers: endothelium of blood vessel, and in between the endothelium and epithelial lining of the Bowman's capsule, the presence of basement membrane, and also the epithelial lining is having a specialized cells, podocytes. They are arranged in intricate manner with minute spaces between the podocytes. They are called as filtration slits or filtration pores. Through those pores, the blood will be filtered so finely, and the filtrate is similar to the plasma without blood proteins. So the filtration of the blood that takes place in a fine manner, hence the filtration which is known as the ultrafiltration. Of course, what is ultrafiltration, or it may be glomerular filtration? That is with regard to the filtration of the blood in the glomerulus. Okay. Within this content, glomerular filtration, within this content, you must know that is one of the glomerular filtration rate. In short form, we call it as a glomerular filtration rate. So, what is this glomerular filtration rate? What is glomerular filtration rate? That is, in short form, we call it as a GFR. That is, normal healthy person, the glomerular filtration rate is almost, that is 125 ml. Before going to that, what is this glomerular filtration rate? That means the amount of filtrate, formed by the kidney, about kidney per minute. So the amount of filtrate formed by the kidney per minute. So that quantity of the filtrate which is formed by the kidney per minute, whatever the amount of filtrate formed by the kidney per minute is known as glomerular filtration rate. In short form, we call it as a glomerular filtration rate. Of course, within the glomerulus and also the layer of the Bowman's capsule, the blood will be filtered so finely. So, whatever the amount of filtrate formed by the kidney per minute is known as glomerular filtration rate. In a normal healthy person, that is the glomerular filtration rate is about how much? That is about 125 ml. That is the normal healthy person the glomerular filtration rate is about 125 ml per minute. Whatever the filtrate which is formed by the kidney per minute is about how much? 125 ml. Similarly, the amount of filtrate which is formed by the kidney per day, how much? The amount of filtrate formed by the kidney per minute, that is about 125 ml. The amount of filtrate formed by the kidney per day, how much? That is about 185 liters. 185 liters. And such 185 liters of the blood, such 185 liters of the filtrate, blood, that is filtrate, 185 liters of the filtrate which is formed by the kidney per day. So within a day, human kidney that can able to form the filtrate about 185 liters. Such 185 liters of filtrate will be converted into 1.5 liters. 1.5 liters of urine, that is concentrated urine. So normal healthy person, the glomerular filtration rate will be 125 ml. Per day, the kidney can able to form the filtrate about 185 liters of the filtrate. Such 185 liters of the filtrate, ultimately it is converted into 1.5 liters of urine. So you can able to observe 185 liters of filtrate will be converted into 1.5 liters of urine. How much quantity is being reduced from 185 liters to 1.5 liters of the urine? The question arises, how it going to take place? What is the mechanism involved in the formation of 1.5 liter, or it will be 1.5 liters of urine will be formed from 185 liters of filtrate? It is only because such conversion is only because of, that is mainly because of reabsorption. Reabsorption of water. About particularly 185 liters of filtrate will be converted into 1.5 liters of concentrated urine is mainly due to the mechanism, that is the process, that is the reabsorption. About 99.5% of the water will be reabsorbed by the various tubules of the nephron. That is the next step, that is the glomerular filtration, then the tubular reabsorption. Of course, 185 liters of filtrate will be converted into 1.5 liters of concentrated urine. It is mainly due to the tubular reabsorption. That is the second step of the urine formation. Okay. Okay, that is glomerular filtration occurs through influence of 3 pressure, and it is almost takes place through 3 layers already studied. Then within this, suppose the glomerular filtration rate, already told that the rate, the amount of filtrate formed by the kidney per minute, that is called as GFR, that is about 125 ml. Suppose the glomerular filtration rate, whenever it is fall down, the fall of GFR, that is glomerular filtration rate, whenever it is fall down, to regulate this, for the regulation of particularly the kidney function, for the regulation of the kidney function, whenever the fall of GFR to regulate that kidney function, that is one of the special mechanism involved, that is called as juxtaglomerular apparatus. That is juxtaglomerular apparatus. Whenever the fall of GFR to regulate the kidney function, one of the mechanism involved in that, that is through the juxtaglomerular apparatus. It is simply called it as a JGA, short form. That juxtaglomerular apparatus is one of the cellular modification of the afferent arteriole, and as well as distal convoluted tubule. So, whenever the GFR, say for normally healthy person have to form the 125 ml of filtrate. Suppose it is get reduced to 110, or it may even below 110 ml. In such condition, the juxtaglomerular apparatus, that is called as a JGA. What is JGA? Or it may be what is juxtaglomerular apparatus? Nothing but a cellular modifications of the afferent arteriole. Of course, within the glomerulus, one of the biggest arteriole, that is the afferent arteriole that draw the blood towards the nephron. That is called as afferent arteriole. Then distal convoluted tubule. It is the part that carry the filtrate to the collecting duct. These two, the cellular modification of the afferent arteriole and the distal convoluted tubule, that is at the point of contact. Whenever these two regions, afferent arteriole and distal convoluted tubule, whenever they are contact, such a point of contact of the afferent arteriole and the distal convoluted tubule is having a cellular modification. Such modification is known as juxtaglomerular apparatus. Of course, what is juxtaglomerular apparatus? You have to write simply. It is the cellular modifications of afferent arteriole, two parts of the nephron, afferent arteriole and distal convoluted tubule. At the point of contact is known as juxtaglomerular apparatus. This juxtaglomerular apparatus, whenever the fall of GFR, whenever the GFR is fall down, immediately this JGA that secretes one of the hormone that is called as renin. It is not enzyme. Of course, you are studied in digestion. Renin is one of the enzyme responsible for digestion of milk protein. Not such enzyme, it is one of the hormone. That hormone secreted by the JGA, such renin that can able to increase the blood pressure. That can able to increase the blood pressure, and thereby it can able to increase the GFR. How it is can able to increase the blood pressure? Question may arise, of course. So the fall of GFR, immediately juxtaglomerular apparatus secreting one of the hormone renin, such renin that is act on blood vessels of the glomerulus. Such renin acts on blood vessels of the glomerulus, immediately acting on the blood vessel, it causes constriction of the blood vessels. As a result of the activity of the renin on the blood vessels of the glomerulus, such blood vessels undergo constriction. As a result of constriction in the blood vessels, the cavity of the blood vessel will be narrow. As a result, the flow of the blood will be increased. So, the constriction of blood vessels that can able to increase the blood pressure. As a result of this, the flow of blood towards the glomerulus will be higher. As a result, the filtration rate will be increased because of the juxtaglomerular apparatus. You must know, you must understand this concept, very, very important, that is with regard to the glomerular filtration. Of course, 3 steps I have explained, only one, that is the glomerular filtration. So, the glomerular filtration, that is under the influence of 3 pressure, you must remember those pressures, and also the glomerular filtration that is occurs through 3 layers, such as one is the endothelium of blood vessel, middle basement membrane, and the inner layer of the Bowman's capsule. We call it as a epithelial lining made up of podocytes. Through that, the filtration will take place. The filtration is almost fine filtration, since it is called as ultrafiltration. And coming to the glomerular filtration rate, we have to remember what is glomerular filtration rate. The amount of filtrate formed by the kidney per minute, about 125 ml, is known as glomerular filtration rate. So, definition keladaga, definition barre. What is the amount of GFR? That is 125 ml. Okay. Whenever the fall of GFR, that is the glomerular filtration rate, to regulate that, one of the specialized mechanism that is the juxtaglomerular apparatus. What is juxtaglomerular apparatus? You must know it is the cellular modification of the 2 parts of the nephron, such as afferent arteriole and distal convoluted tubule. At the point of contact, these will having some cellular modification. That is known as juxtaglomerular apparatus. That is the cellular modification of afferent arteriole and the distal convoluted tubule at the point of contact is known as, that is known as juxtaglomerular operators. Such juxtaglomerular operators, whenever the fall of GFR, immediately it secretes the hormone renin. That renin acts on the blood vessels of the glomerulus. By acting on the blood vessel, it causes the constriction of the blood vessels. As a result, the flow of the blood will be increased to increase the blood pressure. As a result, increase in the blood pressure toward the glomerulus, the filtration rate will also be increased. Of course, as a result of the action of renin that can able to act on blood vessel, causing the constriction of blood vessel, as a result the blood pressure and also the glomerular filtration rate, it comes to its original state whenever under the fall of GFR. That is with regard to the regulation of kidney. Of course, in detail, one more concept is there, you are going to study in detail within that juxtaglomerular operators. Not only increase the GFR, it is also involved in other function also. While dealing with that concept, I will explain that one. Okay, that is with regard to the glomerular filtration. It is only a first step of the urine formation. Okay, in the coming session, let us study with the tubular second step, tubular reabsorption and as well as tubular secretion. They are the two steps remaining in the physiology of urine formation. Okay, it's clear. Thank you.